Hi everyone. So this is Akesh already. So today we're going to discuss about like a interview questions of asset accounting and banking, if, like a accounts receivables. These three areas we're going to be discussed. Okay. Now we'll start with the asset accounting. See, asset accounting is one of the most important area. So it's like a, either work point of view or like an interview point of view also work point of view. So the few things we'll short out this one today. Right? The asset accounting, the main purpose to the to evaluate the assets related, all the fixed assets related one, right? So evaluate all the fixed assets. Either we do like a depreciation, we do the like a, or we do the transfer, we do the sales, we do the like a the revaluations, or anything. If you do that, is end of the day we want to know the value of assets, right? So in a particular company code, I can say. So coming to that. See, in asset accounting, if you started that, we call a chart of depreciation. Chart of depreciation. See, it is the chart of depreciation. What is indicate that? What is importance of that? So briefly, we'll tell you here is FI level, a company code is more important. Correct? No? FI, if it is representing FI module, that is a company code because all the transactions it happen with reference of the company code. The same thing, if you go for a CO, in a CO means nothing but a controlling area. It's controlling, sorry. Controlling. In a controlling, what is the highest node? The controlling area. Controlling area. Similarly, asset accounting also the highest one for like a organization element is a chart of depreciation. Chart of depreciation. See, with this chart of depreciation only we'll do the configuration. Sometimes postings also no, configurations and anything that will happen with representative chart of depreciation. Okay, chalo then. See, first of all, chart of depreciation. What is the chart of depreciation? Why it will be used this one, right? What is the chart of depreciation? See, chart of depreciation. I can say right like you can write. If you want, please make a note. Chart of depreciation. It will help like nothing that. First of all, it is represented country level. Chart of depreciation. I'm writing aside and okay. Chart of depreciation. If you want like it. This each country level it will represented for a because chart of depreciation is a default one. We need to take and copy this one. Okay, chart of depreciation. Each country wise, we can create one country wise. Why the country wise created? I'll tell you. So because the rules and regulations that are, I mean, asset accounting rules regulations are defined in a chart of depreciation level. So rules or regulations, I can say rules and regulations. Rules and regulations are rules and regulations defined with like a chart of depreciation, COAD, chart of depreciation, I can say. So this is will define at a country level. Rules and regulations are defined at a and another way that will tell this. It is having the list of depreciation areas. It is having it is having like I can say having a list of depreciation areas. See, it is having a list of depreciation areas. Okay, so this is where I can tell you. So another question I can say, what is the depreciation area? Then anyway, we're going to discuss this one. Chart of depreciation, each country wise, the rules or regulation defined to the hereas, and it is having to the list of the depreciation areas. Hmm? See, here is what level or which level chart of depreciation will be created? Country level, definitely country level. So because each country wise asset accounting, the way of asset accounting or the different rules will be defined. For example, India, the way of doing of asset valuation is different. Yes, it is a different. I can say like if it is the take like European countries, like it is a different. Mean country to country, there is rules and regulations of the way of asset valuation is a different. That's the reason. So chart of depreciation will be defined to the country level. So not a client level, not a company code level. Sure, like a country. So country level, if any settings if you're done, like a that particular country level, all the company codes we can link it. Example like a example. If you go APP point of view, we have created a payment method for a country. Is that right? So example I'm giving. That is country level payment method for a country. So if you payment method for a country, payment method if you are creating this this payment method we can use many company codes. Is that right? Many company codes are related to the particular country. For example, India, we have the three company codes we have. That all the three we can link it. Same thing, tax also. Same also tax also. So tax at the country level, once you define all company codes, we can use it, right? That. The similar manner, chart of depreciation also country level will define that we can use a number of company codes related to the same country. A number of company codes we can use or multiple company codes we can use it related to the same country. I think you cannot. Yeah, yes, it is a possible same country, but different countries have the company codes not at all. See, if we have the two company codes, one for India, one for US, not possible to make it a one set of depreciation. Set of depreciation, each country wise will define them definitely. Okay, rules are defined it and list. It is having list of depreciation area. Depreciation areas. What is the depreciation areas? We'll discuss. Okay, so this is chart of depreciation. I can say. So one, there's possibility of the interview questions. They'll ask you chart of depreciation. What is generally which level that will define. And second thing, can we assign to the multiple company codes for it? Yes, possibility there. These three questions possibility there in chart of depreciation. Okay. So next is I can say next is depreciation area. What is the depreciation area? See, generally questions are what is the depreciation areas? How many depreciation areas possibility there? How many depreciation areas possibility there? So this is the question. See, if anyone have in a group, like what is the idea? If you have idea, what is the depreciation area? Do you have any idea what depreciation area is represented? Any, if you have, just let me know. If not, I'll explain you. No issues. See, depreciation area, it will represented one accounting principle. One of the purpose of this accounting principle, it will represented. So simply you can say depreciation area, it represented, I can say, depreciation, represented one of the accounting principle, one of the accounting principle. Depreciation area, it represented the one of the accounting principle. Accounting principle can be like a Indian accounting standards, local accounting standards, or I can say like a US GAAP in any other. It will represent it, right? So here, see, you can say there are many it we have. So I can say like I can say there are many. I can say CRS, real depreciation areas, statistical and parallel delta depreciation areas we have. So delta depreciation area represents one of the accounting principle. Along with that, it is having the few other features that we'll discuss. The depreciation area, real depreciation area means like asset values to finance directly flow with reference of the ledgers. That is anyway. Example, if you are we are following to the two accounting principles or like a two accounting. One for like a local accounting principle, Indian standard like a Indian standard local accounting. I can say local accounting. Local accounting. Second thing, I just am representing either the IFRS, for example, or US GAAP. IFRS example, IFRS or US GAAP. US GAAP we are following to the two accounting principles we are following. These are accounting principles. These two accounting principles, these accounting principle purpose we are creating to the ledgers. We created the depreciation areas, two depreciation areas we are creating. The numbering part is we'll give the 01 book depreciation area generally we call. Okay, this is numbering and I give the name book depreciation. Then US GAAP. US GAAP purpose I can say I'm creating to the 02, for example, I'm giving a 02 for a US GAAP. See, this is we're creating to the depreciation area. This is the accounting principles I can say if depreciation areas I'm creating. And we have other way in FI and already have the ledgers. Ledgers can be a leading, this is the leading ledger, generally I'm talking. This is a non-leading ledger. For example, non-leading naming convention can be anything, non-leading. So we'll give the relation to the depreciation area in each year depreciation area level, we'll give the relation to we'll give the link with the ledgers. And the real depreciation area, book depreciation area also will give the relation to the here. Okay, so that I'll show you in system. Let me log into the SAP system and show you. So So this is the way actually link even finance to FI link also. That's anyway. Mean just I want to tell you here is real depreciation area. The meaning values are flowing to the finance asset accounting to the finance. The finance side is the ledgers we call a finance and book depreciation areas as well. So this is the way values will flow to the assets to finance. This is the real depreciation area I can say. Then statistical. So where is it? The link. I'll show you this anyway. I'll show you this one. So let me log into the SAP. I want to tell you, show you. SPRO, the just doing. Here is a set accounting. Where is set accounting? Just a second. In addition, depreciation area, right? And so just I'm giving to the any one of chart of account, chart of depreciation. So take this one, details minus. Just a second. Just a second. Valuation. Yeah. So take first one, depreciation area, right? So this is local accounting principle it represented. If you click on this one, we'll give the ledger here. Ledger. This is the real ledger we call. The values wherever like accounts, asset accounting to finance module, whereas values were flowing, that is we call the real ledger. Whereas we are given the relation, real relation will give the depreciation area. In depreciation, we'll give the ledgers also will specify. So this is the leading ledger I'm specifying here. Is another one US GAAP, for example. This is if you take this is I given to the B4 non-leading ledger I'm representing. So this is linked to values to flow from here to there. Asset accounting to finance. This is one kind of it, right? Next we'll go. Next I can say here is so real depreciation area types one, that is values will flow into finance to FI. Another one is a statistical depreciation. Statistical means nothing but a tax, income tax as per India. As per income tax also, we need to submit the report. See, two ways we need to submit it. One for like as per Company Code Act. As per Company Code Act, we need to submit the report. As per Company Code Act. Another one, Income Tax Act. Okay. Income Tax Act. So these two reports we need to submit it for asset accounting related work. So these values, income tax values, no need to flow to the finance. Only no need to flow the values to FI. So the meaning here is only asset level. So that is we call a statistical. Okay. So whereas first one values will do for the finance, that is we call the real depreciation, statistical and parallel depreciation. Parallel is nothing but it is just for a real depreciation areas, whereas like a local depreciation area, these two depreciation we maintain to the with the different currencies, different parallel currencies, different currencies. No, nothing but like our company code maintaining. Just I'm representing here is our company code. Our company code, like two currencies are maintaining. Two currencies maintaining. Example, one for company code. That is we call the local currency, company code currency. That I can say that we following the INR. That is we following to the INR. Secondly, group currency example. So group currency. See in these two currencies. So the parallel depreciation, if you see here is parallel depreciation area, if you're maintaining here is the meaning here, the meaning why we require these two, because see if I maintain company code level these two entries, the meaning here is if I'm posting any finance entry, I'm telling you here is FI document if I posted. So FI document if I posted, document posted. So automatically the values are automatically will flow to the two currencies, one for INR and USD, because back end we have done the settings, the currency translations and OBG rate, transaction currencies, all the maintain, the all stuff we done. But the simple is I can tell, for example, any expenses I'm posting, miscellaneous expenses to example, I'm referring to the bank account. Okay. see here is bank accounting. This is a credited. I can say here like 10,000 rupees you posted. This is 10,000 rupees. This will post in INR. I can see the report on USD also. USD also I can see the value. So why I'm giving the this detailed explanation for you. So we just want to know why we require the parallel depreciation area also in FI. Is that right? So this, for example, by 82 rupees, for example, today, $120 for as for USD. See, I can see the finance document when I post directly. I can see finance level, means INR level and USD level. The similar manner within asset accounting values we want to see. This is directly posted. Real depreciation posted INR, but we want to see this asset values also in USD currency also. You got it, my point, right? So if you want to see in USD also, I mean other currency also in asset accounting, this will maintain to the parallel depreciation area. So this is will just represented whatever the values are posted, real depreciation area. I can say here, these values will converting like or translating to the USD currency. This all is I can say these will represented these all I can say is the INR, sorry, directly real depreciation. So these once we posted that we should converting to the INR to USD like this like this one. Is it right? So if you maintain to the our company code having the currencies, this is the way values are posting. The similar manner in asset accounting also, values will be translating to here. That's the reason we maintain to the USD. One point. Delta depreciation is nothing but the differences both. If you want, right, make a note, please. Delta depreciation is nothing but the differences to find the differences between the real depreciation areas. The two real depreciation means local accounting principle and US GAAP example. The both differences to find out it will be US delta depreciation area. Okay. This is about like a depreciation areas. Is it clear, everyone? Because no, so one sec, before you raise the question, I'm telling you why I'm explaining to the detail means like you also, if you know the conceptually also, the way while you explain to the user like what I can say like a interviewer also, that will be great actually, correct? So is it clear? Point is chart of depreciation and depreciation area. What is it? Is it clear? Are any questions? Just let me know, and we'll move to the others actually.
Clear, sir.
Clear, right? Others?
Clear, sir.
Clear, right? Chalo then. So now
Yes,
we'll
sir.
move to
Clear.
the, thank you. Next is asset classes. See, why asset classes will use for it? See, asset class, there is very special for asset classes. Okay, let me, I'll explain other sheets, various asset classes. Asset class here is fine data. So asset class actually, it will work for three important job. It will work asset classes. Asset. So and interviewer will ask you what is the asset class importance. So asset class very important. I can say how it will be. So before that, I'll tell you here is see our main job like assetting point of view. Asset value means to flow to the finance. This is one job. The firstly, correct? No? Values to flow, asset values to flow. Before values to flow, asset through that should be evaluated. Correct? No? So before valuated, that should be master. So anyway, the sequence I'll come into the here is asset class will work as first point is it works as a account group. As account group, it will work as account group. As account group. See, as account group meaning, as that accounting group meaning. So most of the people will know it is account group. Vendor account group, what will represent it? To creation of the master. Is that right or wrong? See, vendor group, what is main job? And customer group, what is the main job? And customer group, right? And there is another group like I can say account group. We do some settings anyway. Account group, what we do? We'll get the groups will created, like a groups will created. I can say groups will created, and with that number range will assign. Is that right? Groups will create a number range will assign. I mean, and screen layout rules also will screen layout. Okay, screen layout will create it with all references and field status group. Screen layout means nothing but a field status group. I can say. field status group, field status controls, I can say. So group level will do something that for to create to creation of the masters, any masters. This is the common rule for all masters to creations. If you are creating any master without a group, you can observe. Maybe so far you have not observed. You can observe without a group there is no master. There is no master. Master we are creating with the reference of a group. The group having the number ranges, and that is and the classifications, and will use to the screen layout. And another one, every group will create at a client level only. So any company code we can use it. This group are created client level. This common rule, even asset a class also. Client level will created. Any company code we can use it. These are four rules for any group to create it. So any master, here is vendor master. To do the transactions with the masters only. Is that right? So if you want to do the vendor masters related transactions, I want to do the master only. The similar manner, customer also same. Customer group I'll created and numbers range that is also created at client level. This all settings is common. Without these things, like this is created client level. Just I'm referring here, and no customer master. Not possible to create a customer master. Is that it? Not possible customer master. So the similar manner, account group, it works, it behaves as account group asset class, the first one. So we'll created the group meaning here is we'll create an asset class number. Asset class will created. If you notice very clearly, asset class type will created, that is either building, right? Either you created land, you created the buildings, you created, right? So furniture and etc. Correct? Etc. You created. For this, I can see asset class you're creating. Then we give the number range, right? Number range. Next, I can say, next I can say, number range you created. Screen layout all rules also we can assign. Generally, you will assign to the screen layout rules. Layout. This is nothing but a field status to control the master. There is another additional point is asset classes account determination. See, I'll tell you what is it. This one. What is this one? I'll tell you. So the first point is it behaves as a master, as a group. Sorry, as a group it behaves as a class. That is one point must be clear, because now with the asset class only we'll created all the masters, that is created at client level, and everything is fine. The numbers and all stuff will create it. This is one point. There is next point is next point is what is other one, account determinations, what it represented. Right? Account determination. Account determinations mean asset class with, I'll tell you, asset class, asset class, asset class will link asset class versus account determination. Account determination. See, asset class versus account determination, I can say because, see, this is account determination, each asset class, or like, I can say anything, multiple asset class, or asset class, each asset class, for each asset class will link with the account determination. I can say account determination, tell you. See, account determination, what it does actually, account determination, what it does. Account determination mean, I can say, asset class will give the account determination. Account determination will link with account determination. Just I'm writing account determination. Please make a note, everyone. Account determination will work as a bridge, as a bridge, as a bridge for like a asset accounting versus FI. See, the values to flow assets versus finance, it will work account determination. That is nothing but a directly link with asset class. Then asset class to each account determination basis, it will work. This is the second point I can say. So if you remember AO 90, where we do the configurations all based on the account determinations only, right? Each depreciation error is account determination and asset classes also. The meaning here is the T code we'll use here is I can say AO 90, I can say determination point of view. The asset class account determinations we'll use. Next point is the meaning here is it will work as a one for I can say like a master, one for like a the relation between one to here, Mean values to flow. The third one, the valuation purpose. Valuation purpose. Valuation purpose. Valuation purpose. I can say valuation. What is the valuation? Valuation purpose. Valuation purpose simply I can say depreciation. We do the depreciation. We do the like a transfer. We do the and everything we do. Key example depreciation if we want to do the valuation means and like assets to do valuated and the depreciation we do like a transfer and all stuff I can say especially depreciation we do. For a depreciation for a depreciation we are doing is so for depreciation we require to the depreciation keys actually depreciation key and useful life and what is this I'll explain you depreciation key and useful life I can say depreciation key and useful life what is this will see useful life we require so here for a depreciation purpose, we require these two, I can say. The valuation we do each asset class wise will maintain to the rules. Just I'm repeating. The valuation means nothing but the rules to valuation, the depreciation, you do the transfer, and everything. I can say the rules will be maintained. Rules will maintain, or rules, general rules will maintain, maintain each asset class wise, each class wise, each asset class I can say at asset class level, asset class level, I can say asset class level for a, like a depreciation area wise, depreciation area wise. So the meaning here to noting down because the rules are all defined to the at a depreciation like a asset class level only. So example, the particular building or like a building, what is the life for it? Example, what is the depreciation to follow? Example, building I'm referring. But one building the 4% of depreciation. I'm talking. Just I'm referring. Depreciation percentage, example, 4% it is having. Yes, we have into building actually. Right? The building example, 4%. What is used for like, for example, 25, 30 years? That you need to maintain here as an asset class level only. And there is another actually screen layout rules. That's a different actually. I'll tell you. The main key point is the rules will define to this valuation purpose like a rules are means like a asset class level that is rules are especially depreciation key and I can say the useful life these two will define here as like each asset class wise and all the depreciation areas we can find out so this is the whole story about a valuation class I can say okay so the main it works as a master to creation of the master it will work. Secondly, it will work as a bridge FI to finance. Value while flowing to the finance values FI to so asset technical finance. That valuation rules also defined to here. So the rules will maintain at asset classes at like each depreciation area wise. Each area wise will maintain. That rules simply I can say like a depreciation key and useful life. There are other depreciation screen layouters. That's a different, but mainly this is rules. These three main job it will look. And me, complete asset accounting depends on the asset classes, how you define. One of the strong reason it will work. Okay? One strong reason it will work. I hope you are clear more detail, is that right? What is how asset classes it will work? Can you, can you confirm? And we'll go for another question. Hello, are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
perfect.
Clear, sir.
Clear, right? So there is there is other point generally it'll ask you as the classes right where is it what is the integration point what is asset classes the importance of asset classes I mentioned at which level we'll do definitely client level not a chart of depreciation generally we'll get confused we'll create it as a chart of depreciation no any asset classes as mentioned simple any asset classes client level see if you see the group any group vendor group if you remember which level generally it will create at company code level or client level very clear. It is not a country level also. It is a client level only. So if you see vendor group, any group, if you created that group, you can create it any company code. Once you create it at any time, any company code you can use it. Similar manner, asset class will create at a client level. Make sure not a chart of depreciation. Vendor customer groups also is fine. So this is fine. So next is I can say next is like a, what is integration points for a FI to MM? So fine. The integration point is they will ask you what is integration point to FI, asset to finance while flow into the finance. Whereas we'll do that one simple thing. The first point, chart of depreciation linked with the company code. So there is like a third step or fourth step of configurations we'll do. Chart of depreciation will create it. That will give the our company code. That is one point. And next level, I can say next level, uh, depreciation areas will give the ledgers link. So I just shown you right. I just shown you right. Whereas like this is one more step. Whereas asset accounting to finance to ledger, we give the link relation. This is one thing, as mentioned earlier. Assign a company code to assign to assign reference to created to organization data. So company code to I can say like a company code to chart of depreciation. That is one thing. Next, I can say next if you go just a second, looking. But as well as I want to tell you one more point. I just was checking it. The fine. Next is I can say next is the A190 account determination. That is will assign to the GL master. See, GL masters will assign directly, not will link with the GL masters. As we just discussed with like account determinations will help us account determination and each depreciation area wise will maintain here. Okay, sorry, just sorry. But A190 it will work. So A190 is one of the key point to like a relation to the R's. Is that right? A090 I can say A190 by using A190. I just want to show you this one. Chart of depreciation. It is having chart of accounts link. Here is if you here is take this one. See each account determination. So as mentioned, asset class link with account determinations. That is before account. Take any one of it. Take any one of it item. So take just I'm taking to the any one of it. And if you do. So here is each depreciation area wise will maintain to the values. I can see here. So the meaning to determination of the account determination, the follow chart of depreciation level, chart of accounts it will involve, account determination, and each depreciation area wise will give the GL masters. So these all four combinations will give the GL master. We do remember. This is 3 points mainly. 3 points, especially the integration to the asset accounting, the finance. These 3 points will work. Okay. So there is next is anyway, T code is very clear. As A090, they will ask you directly also. They will ask you a question. What is the T code to the integration of the FIM? Sorry, FI asset accounting to the finance A090 directly. Just we see this right. That is a directly link we can give it. So there is another questions if not maintained here is what is the base depreciation areas will be defined. So there is a principle, right? There is a principle. There is a limitation how you are going to get it. So there is no question here is I'm going to add it. New question here is so recently one of student has faced this question. So the question is I can write to them how you define to the company code required to the depreciation areas. Is that right? Depreciation areas. How many depreciation areas you will create it? How what the parameter it depends on? Is that right? How many depreciation areas? Depreciation areas. How many depreciation areas for your company code you will create it? Depreciation need for your company code. Generally, this is also this one. See how many depreciation areas for your required to the company code that I'll explain here is there are few parameters that will be involved. One is I can say one is how we are how many accounting principles we are following. That is one thing. Accounting principles we are following means we need to address how many accounting principles means like a leading on non-leading ledger how many we are following. Correct. Leading one what non-leading leading to represent it to the like and non-leading ledger means different each one accounting principle to represent it right. Accounting principles one for second you can say currency. How many currencies we follow? These two is a majorly uh, majorly, I can say these two is the majorly will help us to this depreciation here. For example, accounting principle, we are following two, one for local, just I'm telling you a point, one for local, another for like a US gap, for example. These two accounting principles we are following. Right? The currencies aspect, coming to the currencies actually currencies, they will ask you like question. The currencies I'm following to the INR, that is the local currency, just now we discussed right? Local currency, I can say local currency, and USD group currency. Group currency. So the meaning here I can say local and group both either. So this will decided how many depreciation areas. Accounting principle wise, we require the two required two we need to create it. One accounting, one depreciation area, and second depreciation. The third default income tax depreciation area, one will be decided. Income tax. Okay, income tax depreciation area or tax depreciation. If you want simply tax depreciation area, I can say there is another. These are real. Real means directly linked with, I can say, real means like a direct link with a FI. Just brief for understanding purpose. This is not relation. Next is like a see how many currencies we are following INR. See these two will represented INR only. So other if you're following the USD purpose, these two you are creating to the USD purpose. Just to give the briefing here is for this is USD purpose. This is I can say sorry. This is USD. This is USD. Next is if you are ECC you're following, we require delta. If not, if you're S4 HANA not required, I can say if following ECC, delta also required. Delta depreciation area. Delta depreciation, why it is, I'll tell you. Delta, these two real depreciation area differences to find. I can say 01 and 02 or 02 2 minus 1 to find out. This is one of the very recently asked a question. How you define to the how it will depend on how the depend what is the parameters depends to creation of like a depreciation areas. So I have principles simple. Two principles I'm following. One or two currencies I'm following. So I require to the six depreciation areas. So generally I'll tell you here is there is no years gap for you. How many depreciation areas required? So anybody? Is it required? If you do not have years gap, this here is it required here? No, right? Hello? Everyone?
No, sir. Not
No,
required.
no more, not required. So if you're not required here, even currency is also not required for like a years gap, is that right? So not required. So then only depreciation area, real depreciation area is one, no delta also required. You got it point, right? So ultimately I required only three depreciation areas enough for me. Is that right? Only you can say just writing, sorry. Right? Only three depreciation areas required. So depends on the rules we require. So earlier, based on the earlier requirement, I required six. Right now, I required three is enough. One for real, that is will show to the USD currency and untaxed depreciation. That is enough. So depends how your requirement. One, accounting principle depends and currencies. Based on these two, actually decided. That is one latest question actually. Please make a note. Okay. Right. Next, we'll move on to the asset accounting. Next, we'll move on
Sir,
to
parallel ledger also not required, sir.
parallel
Parallel
ledger.
depreciation.
Yeah, that is what. See, this is we call parallel depreciation area. See, parallel, this is whatever local accounting principle, whereas it is creating, this value will flow to the finance. Okay, right? So, within finance, we want to show the USD value also here. We just want to show this USD value also. This is we can. This is nothing but a parallel depreciation area, we call parallel depreciation area. We call. Okay, what is the parallel depreciation area meaning? This is nothing but a. This is, oh, I hope I answered your question. Is it right?
Oh, yes, sir, good.
Better? Yeah. So this is parallel depreciation areas. But with so parallel depreciation is nothing but just value. It shows the USD currency, whereas we posted INR values. That is nothing other than that. There is no importance for it. Okay. Local parallel depreciation. Right. Children. Now we'll move on to this. We'll move on. Asset accounting, where we are. Integrations we are done, right? So another questions also we have added. This is one more question, right? 4 point or A. Just I'll make it later. This is one. Integration we done. Next question generally last you. What all combinations account determination happen? We just seen this, right? What all combinations we do? SCOD and chart of depreciation, chart of accounts, like a depreciation area I can say, and account determination. Account determination. These all combinations fill us in the German. This is A090 where how you done? These all combinations. Just we see in the screen also. Next is asset related entries. See, they will ask you like there is a possibility to ask you the questions of entries. Asset acquisition. Generally, what is entry? What is the depreciation running the entry? What is the depreciation running? Is it required to write entries, or you can make a note actually, right? See, generally what is asset acquisition? If you remember, anybody?
Asset account debit to vendor account credit.
That's a perfect. See, asset accounting will value posted to the debited to the vendor. The perfect entry. Then we make a note. Depreciation run. When we run to the depreciation general entry, how it will post it?
Depreciation account debit to accumulate depreciation account debit.
Yeah, right. Perfect. So unplanned depreciation.
Unplanned. No.
The same unplanned depreciation to unplanned accumulated or depreciation. So because no, so different set of GL accounts will assign to the depreciation, unplanned depreciation. So unplanned depreciation GL master to unplanned accumulated depreciation. That's all actually. Okay. Next is retirement with the customer. Okay, retirement with the customer. So make sure retirement with the customer is done. If you're done, make sure like almost 5 to 6 line item will be generated. Retirement with the customer. So retirement with the customer, generally 6 line items will generated. So just give me a second. Just to give me a second. Entries, sections, determination, scrapping, loss. Where somewhere we are making note very well. Yep, retirement. Asset is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line items. So basically, right? Retirement 5 line items, not a 5. I can see 6 line items. This is 6 line item. You can make a note if you want. I can give you a retirement. Make sure they'll ask you questions for retirement. How many line items will generate for retirement? The retirement, these line items will retire. So when you done the retirement, generally, with what will happen? Generally asset posted debited, it will comes to the credited. Accumulated depreciation so far, it is having the credited. When we done to the retirement, these two comes in reversal way. Asset, it comes to the credited, accumulated depreciation coming to the debited. So what is the difference amount? It is 30,000. So far, a depreciation is completed for a particular asset is a 60,000. That earlier we posted as like accumulated depreciation. That now mean overall asset net book value. By seeing these two, we can find out what is net book value. 30,000 only. You got my point, right? Asset with reversal, it will happen credited. Accumulated depreciation will be reversal to the debit. What is the net book value? By seeing is 30K. Is that right? Just generally. But 30K, but we are selling to the customer the 45. Customer will post a debited. Then I can say sales clearing account will post a credited. That 45,000. 45,000. See, to generate the profit or gain, another sales clearing account also created, that will post a debited. The difference of amount 15,000 as mentioned here is 30,000 is the net book value, 40,000 we are selling. The gain it posted 1,500 to credited. So the meaning here is 6 line items will generated. One for asset and accumulated. These two will be reversal will happen completely. Customer will post a debited. Sales clearing account, one line item posted debited, one line item credited, another gain we posted. If you lost, definitely that will posted debited. So these 6 line items will generated asset retirement. Make sure everyone. Okay. Next question generally retirement without customer. There is a possibility like other question is a retirement without customer. What is the entry for it? Retirement with the customer. I can say retirement with customer. And just give me a second. If you want a retirement without customer. If you want for this entry also, I'll give you here is give you scrapping without a customer, without customer. We have noted. I'll give you this one. While sharing Excel, I'll give you this without customer item. I'll make it very clear somewhere. It is there. This discussion last unplanned. Anyway, I'll give this one transaction without customer. This is I'll give you T right. I'll give here is mainly here is I can say the customer line item does not exist. Right? Customer does not exist and sales clearing account will post it only one. It will post it one line item. It will post it. So the difference amount it will post it to the like whatever the amount I had. Okay. So for example, I'll tell you if the customer without customer, these two there is no changes. I can say just I want to write without customer. These two line items, example, same amount we are selling it. Written without customer. Then sales clearing account. Sales clearing account it posted as debited. I can say this difference amount is which amount is higher. Here I can say 90 and 80. 90,000 is the credit amount it is posted. Then sales clearing account is posted. I can say I'm making adjustment and gain account. I can say gain account will post it to the I can say credited. How much amount posted? Simply I can say 15,000 we're getting that. 15,000. You can find here is what is the amount here is debit 60 we have. Right? Credit if you can see 90 plus it is having. The meaning here is sales clearing account. It comes to the picture to the debited. The 45,000 it will post. So this is the entry for a without customer sales clearing account posted. Okay, right. Asset and retirement sales clearing account and gain it will post. This 500 will post. Same level scrapping also. Scrapping, if you remember, scrapping also entries I can say. Scrapping also. If we want like just give me a second. If you want a scrapping entry, whereas scrapping I can say just this scrapping very simple. I can say whatever the value we posted, asset value it will posted anyway 90. I mean the credited accumulated depreciation. The see here is the whatever the amount net book value completely will post it to the last account. See last account because see asset it is a debit balance sheet account. When we scrapping that all the asset value it will be booked as expenses, right? So that time asset accounting versus asset accounting posted to the credited accumulated the difference amount whatever the amount all the amount will post to the last account. This is a scrapping. While posting of a scrapping purpose entry is this one. Okay, scrapping purpose. This is entry. So whatever the net book value, the completely we moved asset like expenses. This is a asset scrapping. So this is way they will ask you the questions and transfer. I think all the entries will find out. Okay, so entries also this is important to ask you. Next is how the depreciation values to flow to the CO. So CO values to flow actually like two things I can say. One for customer master will assign to the cost center will assign to the in asset master. This is one thing. If any cost like expenses, OKB9 also will assign to the directly cost element against to the cost center. These two parameters will help to the two values to flow to the FI asset accounting to the cost actually controlling I can say. Next is posting key. Posting key I can say like what is posting key generally one 70 debit for a 70 75 is a credit. These two posting keys only will use for a like a I can say like an asset accounting. Next is document type. Generally document type will use A for a asset related one, A for a depreciation related one. They'll use it. So right, what is like a depreciation interval? See, depreciation intervals generally a month each period I can say, or like a period by period also we have. So or 3 months or 6 months also we have. So there is possibility there. But still the following dates like each month depreciation following is a best best practice actually. Okay, you want 6 months 6 months once you want to create it depreciation you want to run, yes we have option. You want to run 3 months once, yes you want to run. We have the yearly ones you want to run. These all options SAP has provided, but generally follow the option is a generally following option. period wise, means like each month wise we'll follow this period wise. Okay, that is one question, the possibility actually. Next, smoothing and catch up. What is smoothing and catch up? Generally, what situation generally these two will use it? See, for smoothing and catch up, generally will use like the wrongly calculations, either a depreciation key or useful life is wrongly used, and unplanned depreciation. Unplanned depreciation, if you are posted wrongly, if you want corrected, that time we'll use smoothing, I can say, smoothing and catch up also. Generally, what is the smoothing and catch up also? I'll tell you here is, see, catch up is nothing but any differences. The catch up is like generally, I'll tell you here is what is the catch up generally. See, catch up, I can say, see, simply catch up is like see, the situation we use to catch up as smoothing, this is wrongly recalculated. I mean, wrongly depreciation, the changes useful life. We want to corrected that one. This will use unplanned depreciation. So the catch up is the difference amount. The difference amount is posted one month. Difference amount will posted in one period. I can same period. Where, for example, like 3 months wrongly we have, means like first April we started, and in August we find out there is something wrong, calculations happen. 5% instead of 5%, we are calculated the like a 10%. We want to reduce then to the 5%. The difference how it will be catch up. If the catch up, the August month, the complete differences will posted. In August month itself, complete difference it will post. So if you're coming to the smoothing actually, the difference amount, smoothing actually, the difference amount. So available periods of the current year. Available periods means August we are in. So next is a 7 months we have availability. For example, I can say. So the difference amount distributed. Difference amount will distribute. I can say. Difference amount will be distributed. Difference amount. Difference amount is distributed. Distributed like available periods of current year. It will not impact it. Available periods current year. Okay. See, these difference will not impact this difference, this difference, this difference, not impact of like previous years or current years, future years. For past and future years, it will not. Future only current year only it will affect. So the smoothing and catch up, especially wrongly calculated depreciation useful life and unplanned depreciation time, whereas like the difference amount how they treated. Catch up only one period it will be the difference amount will posted. Example August, the completely difference amount will post August. Whereas smoothing, the difference amounted equally distributed available periods of current year. The current year, for example, 7 months we have 7 months purpose. If it is a 700 differences we find each 100 every month it will be impacted. But as catch up 700 completely August month it will be different posted. The limitation is it will not impact for the past and future years also not impacted. This is about like a smoothing and catch up. There are few questions actually. Transaction type, depreciation, like there is other questions that will continue and tomorrow session actually. Okay. So till this is. If any questions, 1 minute please. If any questions, like just let me know. And if any questions, just let me know. So far, asset accounting related one, I'll address for you. Right? I hope it's clear, everyone, right?
Sure.
Then,
Ask
yes,
you.
yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I have purchased an asset in last month,
Yeah, perfect.
but we want to calculate from this month onwards for that particular asset depreciation. So how we will do this configuration or master data itself?
Sir, see, there is two possibilities there. So when we procuring this particular asset master can maintain their capitalization date. The first capitalization date is the current month. So whenever you want to calculation depreciation, you want one thing. There is other thing, depreciation key in a period controlling method. In period controlling method, there is period control. If you maintain that, so there is a control 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 we have. There are 1, 11, and if whenever you procure to the assets current month, the depreciation will be calculated from the next month beginning. That period controlling method you can link with the depreciation key. That depreciation key you can link the asset master. So these two possibilities we have. We can do it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So thank you everyone. So we'll meet tomorrow morning at the same time to continue the asset related one. I hope it helps for you, right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone. Bye bye.